This is a video I didn't really intend to make, although the whole Milo Winter situation has become my Roman Empire. I'm sorry. And there was like a vague little thing in the back of my head that this would get resolved, that we were getting close to an ending in some form or another. You know, no final update, nothing solid, nothing real, nothing. Instead, Milo gave us an update that wasn't really an update. It wasn't really a release window. It wasn't confirmation the book was even a thing. It wasn't even a delay. It was refunds. Or to be really precise, the promise of refunds, eventually, maybe, without clean deadline. And I want to be fair here, this video is my opinion. I'm not speculating about anything behind the scenes, I'm just talking about what's been said publicly. And when that promise has been public, very public, there's just so many things wrong with the situation. Because at this point it's not really about the book anymore, it's about trust. And trust has a very short expiry date. I'm Darth James and welcome to this bonus episode. Remember to like, subscribe and tell me what you think in the comments below. Also, you are welcome to join this channel as a member, Substack, Patreon. All of these wonderful places, they're all linked down below. So let's just get into what you guys want to hear. This is what Milo said in the most recent update. As may be evident to many of you, the company has significantly reduced operability and resources now. That means we cannot, or can't, refill all the refunds instantaneously. The process will be slow, and we are unable to set a clean deadline. Read that again. We are unable to set a clear deadline. Not for the book, but for refunds, and that changes everything. Because people have been waiting for this for a long time. Refunds were meant to happen at the end, and this is ridiculous. My opinion, and this was floating around, that Milo, who has just moved to Finland, would take the money and run. And that's what it feels like. That's just being honest. That's what it feels like at this point. Milo also said, though refunds will take time because of reduced business operability and company resources, I intend to see a refund through for anyone who wants one. There is a form and a queue to get your money back. Now I'm not saying do this, but I am saying that you could contact your banks or whatever method you use to pay. At this point, there are things you can do. I'm not going to tell you how to do them to get your money back faster. The intent here is good, but it just feels like trying to downplay expectations. And the biggest thing is that people just want their money back. Let's be real. Intent is good here, but the uncomfortable truth is people have heard promises before. That's why we're in this mess now. And this didn't happen all at once. We all know what happened with the original version of the book. Then the second edition. It wasn't just one bad update. This was slow, gradual. At first it was just a delay. Then it got pushed forward and back and all of this stuff. It's been moved around a lot, and at this point I don't think the book's going to happen. But promises change relationships when it comes to content creation and books. Because once you make a promise, once you do that pre-order and you get everything up, the second money enters the equation, this stops being support. It becomes a transaction, an agreement. You give something in exchange for something else. And when that something else keeps moving further and further away, people stop feeling patient. And they just do. They lose their patience. They just want their stuff back. And uncertainty is where trust starts to die. Not all at once, by the way, just slowly, eroded, but I think trust in this went pretty quick. Now, what stood out to me the most wasn't just the delays, it was the language. Because language tells you where things are going. Words like reduced operability, unable to set a clear deadline, refunds will take time. These aren't resolution words. These are soft landings. These are words that you use when you're trying to manage a fallout in a business meeting, not to fix a situation. And I'm not saying that maliciously, I'm saying it realistically. Because we've seen this before, not just with Milo, but we've seen it with companies, other creators, and so on. And projects slowly lose momentum until one day they're gone. No big ending, no big collapse, just silence and vague updates, and eventually people stop asking. And that's what I believe that Milo wants to happen in this situation, for people to stop asking. Milo's also fallen into this weird trap of two different careers, content creation and writing. Pick one. Just pick one. That's being honest. Because I don't think Milo really wants to be a writer. I think they want to be a content creator. And that's a different field entirely. And I think the way I'm looking at it is that all of this is just content. The book is content at this point, and it's fallen into a grift. Just give people their money back. At this point, I don't think the book matters, even if it was released tomorrow, even if it was incredible, even if it was genuinely worth the wait. That's not what people will remember. They remember this part first. The waiting, the uncertainty, that endless feeling of coming soon, maybe soon, I will do this eventually. People remember how something made them feel. And this didn't feel stable. It didn't feel clear. It felt like watching something slowly lose gravity. So this whole situation needs closure. It needs either an ending, and I don't believe Milo should even release this book at this point. I don't. I think it's done. I think the whole situation has just fallen into Sonic 2 Medallion territory. Another vague update. People just want their money back. Fully, clearly, without this weird ambiguous language. Because this middle space where nothing is finished and nothing is resolved is the worst possible outcome. Failure would have been easier to understand. Failure has shape. Failure has an ending. This doesn't. This is everything you shouldn't do as an indie writer. This is just lingering. It's like a car crash in slow motion. And people are angry. People are tired. They just want it to be over and they want their money back. It's not that difficult. The way this is happening and the way this is going down just screams of losing control of a situation, broken promises, some that, in my opinion, are complete outright lies. I think that this book just needs to go away. Give people back their money and just do something else. Because it's very clear that Milo is incapable of writing prose. And it shows. And this whole team thing, moving to another country, an LLC, at this point it just screams grift. Like I said, I'm waiting for Sonic 2 medallions to appear. That's how it feels at this point. And I think it's kind of just done. Let it rest. Because very clearly there's bigger issues at play here. And I don't think it's going to get resolved anytime soon.